So we've been talking about creating a positive connection between admissions, faculty, and staff in higher education settings, and having the background of admissions. It's been very important, I think, to do as you said in the previous segment about painting a picture. And I remember when you talked about that, is that it starts right at the beginning. It actually starts with marketing, because the perception of what's going to happen at that school or on those campuses is going to start with the marketing messaging and then be reiterated by the admissions team. So when you think about how the admissions team presents to a potential student, what can schools do to make sure that what that admissions representative is saying is actually going to be realized in the classroom?
Yeah, one of the things I'd recommend is that you get the staff, including faculty and admissions, together for a meeting.
Absolutely.
And during that meeting, you show them the different marketing pieces that are used. You show them the questionnaire, if you have one, or what admissions actually says to the student.
Yeah.
And as they're hearing that, they're going to immediately say, well, this is really great. Usually they're very impressed when they hear it, because it's setting your best foot forward. Okay?
Absolutely.
But having said that, sometimes the faculty may say, well, we really don't do that. We don't really teach that in the classroom. So then what has to happen is there has to be discussion. Well, why not? And you have to change the picture for them. In other words, either the faculty starts doing it, or the admissions and marketing has to change it.
Correct.
Because if that's number one reason students drop out of school in the first 3 weeks to 3 months is the pictures aren't matching.
Correct.
What they thought they were going to get isn't happening. And even though they have a vision of a better life for their child or for themselves, there's a disconnect there. And it usually lasts between 3 weeks and 3 months. And there's a psychological reason for that. To change a habit, an attitude, belief, or expectations, it takes a minimum of 3 weeks to 3 months. To go back to the old way, to current reality, is about the same.
Sure.
So it's in that same time period psychologically, if everybody is not trying their best to paint the picture, there's a disconnect. The baton that's being passed drops.
And from the marketing perspective, and this is a technique that I think, and based on what you just said, I think it could be better utilized within your campus dynamic, and that's focus groups and surveys.
Yes.
Because I think that sometimes if you can get everyone on your team in a room, do a focus group, I think that could be a very effective way of seeing where the pictures are not aligning.
Absolutely.
And getting an understanding, because I've noticed that when we do them even with students, what you think is happening when you do the focus group and surveys may not match with what's really happening.
Well, absolutely. Another thing is, I think a blessing and sometimes a curse, because I love adjunct faculty, but sometimes the faculty member teaches at 4 or 5 other schools, comes in and teaches the class and goes home, and really is not concerned or doesn't understand the culture, if you will,
yes, sir,
of a true career college that's focused on student retention. Okay, so I'm just going to teach my medical class and go home. I'm going to teach this and go home. I'm going to do my financial aid and go home. I'm going to do career services and go home. Meaning that they're just focused on their job and their department, and not the whole student picture. I call what this culture is having an intelligent heart. In other words, especially for faculty, they have to have the IQ intelligence, of course, but the heart is what it's all about. I've learned in 40-some, almost 50 years of studying retention, it's all about the heart.
Correct.
And that means that it's the caring, the feeling people get, that you give the students of caring, that keeps them into school. Their academics comes.
Correct.
You lead with the heart and then follow with the mind. Now, not everybody subscribes to that.
Right.
Now, those who don't, they probably are not involved in the culture of an intelligent heart.
So, part of the intelligent heart then, when you think about it, is being concerned and invested enough in your institution to make sure that as a member of this continuum of education, that the pictures are matching all the way across.
Absolutely right. And you're always bringing new faculty and staff in, new students are coming in. So it's we call it CQI, continuous quality improvement. It never ends. You keep working and making it better each time.
Great.